She ignores you like you're invisible. Your texts take hours to get a reply. When you disappear, it seems like she doesn't even notice. Pay attention, because what I'm about to tell you is the most powerful psychological technique to flip the script and make any woman truly miss you. You know what happens when an expensive perfume is constantly in the air? You stop smelling it. Your nose gets used to it. It becomes part of the background. That's exactly what's happening with you in her life right now. You've become the predictable guy. The guy who's always there. The guy she can have whenever she wants. And that, my friend, is the death of attraction. Can you feel the weight of that truth? I spent 7 years studying male psychology and female attraction patterns. I tested these techniques with hundreds of men. And what I discovered is a secret few apply, but one that always works when used correctly. The problem is that most men do the exact opposite of what they should. The less interest she shows, the harder you try. The more distant she becomes, the closer you get. It's a destructive cycle that only pulls you down further. Always remember that. When she doesn't miss you, you become like furniture in her life. Something that's there but doesn't make a difference. And then, my friend, the relationship becomes a dead routine, or simply ends. But today, that changes. I'm going to teach you 5 ultra-rare techniques that will create an irresistible emotional void in her mind. Techniques that will make her wonder where you are, what you're doing, and why you're no longer chasing her. Pay attention, because this isn't some teenage game. This is deep psychological strategy. Technique number 1. The power of strategic absence. It's not about disappearing off the face of the earth. It's about creating space with purpose. Most guys disappear out of anger or desperation. You're going to disappear strategically. There's a brutal difference between vanishing and becoming scarce. Imagine you're like water. When there's too much, no one values it. When it's scarce, everyone realizes its importance. You need to become that valuable resource she misses when you're not around. How do you do that? Simple. Gradually reduce your availability. If you used to reply to texts in 5 minutes, now reply in 2 hours. If you called every day, now call every other day. Does that make sense so far? The secret is to do this without drama. No explanations, no warnings. You simply start having a life beyond her. And that leads us to the second technique. Technique number 2, the art of emotional scarcity. Your time is gold, your attention is diamond. When you hand that out to just anyone at any time, it turns into cheap costume jewelry. Studies show that we value what's hard to get more. You need to understand something. Women are biologically wired to desire high-value men, and high-value men aren't always available. They have purpose, they have goals, they have a life. Start saying no. No to some invitations, no to some calls, no to always being present. Every no you give increases the value of your yes. Can you feel the shift in energy? But be careful. It's not about being rude or indifferent. It's about having priorities. It's about showing that your life doesn't revolve around her. It's about demonstrating that you have other important things going on. Now comes the part almost no one realizes. Technique number 3, activating the curiosity trigger. The female brain is fascinated by mystery, by what it can't completely decipher. When you're an open book, there are no more pages for her to want to read. Stop telling her everything. Stop explaining your every move. Leave some questions hanging in the air. When she asks where you were, respond vaguely but interestingly. For example, instead of saying you were home watching a show, say you were taking care of some important things. Boom. Her mind immediately starts working. What things? With whom? Why? See the difference? You're creating a movie in her head where you're the mysterious protagonist. And the human brain hates incomplete stories. She'll want to know more. She'll want to understand. She'll start paying attention. But be careful. Mystery isn't lying. It's simply not handing everything over on a silver platter. It's keeping a bit of yourself guarded. It's having layers she needs to discover gradually. Does this sound like manipulation? It's not. It's simply stopping being predictable. Technique number 4, the remember me effect. This one is surgical. Before creating any distance, you need to leave a powerful positive mark. Like a perfume that lingers on clothes even after the person leaves. Create memorable moments when you're with her. It doesn't have to be anything grand. It could be an inside joke, a specific touch, a different look, something only the two of you share. The secret is to associate your presence with intense, positive emotions, genuine laughter, pleasant surprises, moments of deep connection. When you're not around, those memories will pulsate in her mind. Does this strategy make sense? Think of it as planting emotional seeds. Every positive interaction is a seed. When you pull away, those seeds start to grow in your absence. She'll remember, she'll compare, she'll miss you. But there's a crucial detail. These memories need to be authentic. Don't force it. It has to flow naturally. Be the best version of yourself when you're with her. And now the technique that ties everything together. Technique number 5. Reconnecting with purpose. After creating space, becoming scarce, activating curiosity, and leaving powerful memories, it's time to return. But not just any way. You come back different, better, more interesting. Use the time away to truly evolve. Start a new project, develop a skill, improve your physique. When you reappear, she needs to realize that you weren't just sitting around waiting, you grew. The reunion has to be casual but impactful. Don't show that you missed her. Show that you made the most of your time. Share your new experiences. Show your growth. Be the prize, not the pursuer. Can you visualize that happening? This is the moment where the dynamic completely shifts. She realizes that you don't need her to be happy, that you have a full and interesting life, and that, my friend, is irresistible. Now let me tell you about the framework that organizes all of this. The inverse desire circle. C for create space. You temporarily step back but with a clear purpose. D for develop yourself. You use that time to grow and improve. I for impact positively. You ensure your interactions leave strong emotional marks. Simple as that. CDI. Remember that. But I know what you're thinking right now. Isn't this manipulation? Won't I seem like I'm playing games? Listen closely to what I'm about to tell you. It's not about manipulating anyone. It's about rebalancing a dynamic. That's out of whack. It's about valuing yourself first so you can then be valued. When you're always available, always present, always chasing, you communicate desperation. Remember that. Women don't fall for desperate men. They fall for men with purpose, for men who have a life beyond them, for men who are the prize, not the consolation prize. You're simply correcting a mistake you've been making. The mistake of giving too much, of being too present, of not valuing yourself enough. Imagine the following scene. You're at a party. She's there too. The old you would rush over to talk to her. You'd stick around her the whole time. You'd try to get her attention. The new you're talking to other people, laughing, having fun, living, and she's on the other side watching, wondering, feeling that void, wanting to approach you. See the complete inversion? You're not being cruel, you're being strategic, you're not hurting anyone, you're valuing yourself. And when you truly value yourself, the world around you starts to value you too. This technique is a secret very few men truly master. Most prefer to continue in the same cycle, chasing, humiliating themselves, losing value every day. But you're not the majority. You're here. You're learning. You're ready to change the game. The time of being invisible is over. The time of being taken for granted is done now. Starting today, you're the guy she'll miss, the guy she'll want around, the guy she'll value. Pay attention to this final detail. The window to make this change is open now. Every day you postpone is another day you're being devalued. Every moment you hesitate is another moment in the same destructive pattern. I'm not giving you generic advice you can find anywhere. I'm giving you a deep psychological approach, tested, proven, that works. You have two options now. Continue being the guy who's always available, always chasing, always being ignored, or start applying these techniques today and watch the transformation happen. The choice is yours, but if you've made it this far, I know what decision you're going to make. Always remember, you're like that expensive perfume I mentioned at the beginning. Your presence is only truly appreciated when it's not saturating the environment, when it leaves a subtle trail, when it evokes the desire for your return. Now you know how to do that. Now you have the tools. Now you can completely transform the dynamic of your relationships. If this video opened your eyes to a new way of being valued, do this. Like it now. Subscribe to the channel. Share it with that friend who needs to hear this. Do it now before you forget. Because in the next video, I'm going to teach you how to keep this new dynamic working long-term, how not to fall back into old patterns, how to definitively become the high-value man every woman wants to have around. Until then, start applying what you learned today. Create that space, develop yourself, impact positively. Use the CDI and get ready to see her miss you like she never has before.